is Jessica with Dining Traveler, and welcome to the Dining Traveler cooking series where we try dishes from our favorite destinations. And this time I'm in Vienna, Virginia. I'm at Clarity with chef owner John Kryn. First of all, thank you for having me here and for teaching me how to make a quick yet restaurant quality meal. So what are we making?
Absolutely, thanks Jessica. All right, so when you cook at home, the first thing is it's all about ingredients, right? So depending on your budget, try to get the best product you can find locally. Second thing is technique, all right? And to be good at cooking at home, you don't need 100 techniques, but you do need, three or four good basic techniques. You can make a lot of stuff from that. And using those techniques, then you can layer the techniques to elevate the flavor of a dish, right? So that's what we're going to do here. We're gonna make a fish dish, but we're gonna make people talk about one pot cooking, so we're gonna make a fish dish in one pan, right? Helps with the dishes, and also the protein, the vegetable, the deglazing element, and the juice, all in one pot are gonna layer those flavors quite nicely, so you see what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's sort of like making a stew. Like everything sort of relates to one another, right? So if you know how to make a stew, you can use those same techniques to do what we're doing here, okay? So what we're going to do is local rockfish, okay, just getting into the season. We're going to saute it and then we're going to braise it in white wine, black trumpet mushrooms, shallot, garlic, sun-dried tomato, and olives. Okay, and shishito peppers. When you do a vegetable, it's nice to cut the vegetables small and then add more than one vegetable. 2, 3, 4 vegetables in a braise adds obviously good elements of flavor. So technique-wise, what I like to do is when I saute fish, I like to dry the skin, okay? That's first, because that will help you crisp the skin, because if there's water in the skin and then you heat the oil, so oil plus water equals steam, and steam is no good for crisping fish, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is dry it. I also cut some little cuts in there, nice and close together. That's gonna help the skin not curl up, which things like rockfish and snapper tend to do. Now, when I put that fish in there, you see how it tries to raise up, I'm gonna push it down, okay? Now this is important, all right? People say, well, how do you cook fish nicely in a restaurant? Well, this is how you do it. Now, what am I pressing down with? This is important. This is a heavy spatula, okay? Like something that you'd press a hamburger with, right? That makes a difference too, because see how if you can see that that skin is sort of relaxing, and now the fish is getting a little flatter, which is gonna be nice. Another little technique I use is a cast iron pan. Okay, so you got a nice heavy spatula, you got a nice heavy pan, okay? All different types of materials are really good, but this old standby lasts forever. It never warps, it never scratches. Normally I'd leave it on longer, but you can see that it didn't stick. Now watch, okay? Normally I don't shake it around, but you get the idea, and the idea is this. You saw me take cold fish, put it in a medium pan, medium heat, not high, and press the heck out of it, and then the skin didn't stick. So while this is still cooking, okay, I'm still pressing a little, right? I'm gonna make room for the vegetables, okay? And so when you make a stew, what do? You sear your protein, then you put your vegetables in, then you deglaze with, say, red wine if you're making a lamb stew, right? And then you put stock in, and then you cook the whole thing together. Same thing we're doing here. I always start with what I call an aromatic base. An aromatic base is shallot or onion, garlic. You may add ginger to fish, okay? You want to be careful though, because you don't want to cook it too long and burn it. I'm cooking in extra virgin olive oil actually, because a lot of people ask, what kind of oil do you cook in? What kind of pan do you use? Now, olives and sun-dried tomatoes don't have to, you can eat them raw, right? So they really don't have to necessarily cook. They're just blending flavor, okay? The black trumpet mushrooms don't have to cook that long because it's mushrooms, okay? So now we have a full-on base aromatic situation here with the vegetables and the protein, okay? But you see we're staying on medium heat. right? We're not attacking it and saying, oh, this has to happen super fast, right? We're staying at sort of, it's just, we're relaxing about it, right?
Yeah.
If you use medium heat, your time frame of things working well is extended,
Yeah.
right? If the higher the heat, the less time it is that everything's gonna be right. We're now gonna deglaze, okay? And we're deglazing with white wine, okay? You could use red wine if you want to make a red wine fish stew, that's fine, okay? But we're not gonna do it in this sense. We're gonna flip the fish over, okay? And you see, look at how nice and flat that skin is.
And I feel like that's one thing I struggle with, is getting that crispy skin.
Everyone asks me about
Yeah.
crispy skin. I just showed you exactly how to do it. And again, you need one of these, and one of these. Now you have to pick a liquid, okay? Like a stewing juice, right? So vegetable stock, fish stock. You might take your vegetable scraps and boil them in water for 45 minutes and make a vegetable stock. Save that for something like this. Depends on how comprehensive your cooking is, but water's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're making a vegetable stock
Yeah.
here. And all you're doing now, what I would do is take this whole thing and either cook it on the stove, and maybe you put a cover on it for 3 minutes.
Okay, for the
Okay.
steam to-
Or you just take this thing without a cover, throw it in the oven at 350 for 5 minutes.
Okay.
And it's okay. And then you have your dish. Now, a hint, if you're going to do 4 portions, you don't have to necessarily have a bigger pan, but what I would do is saute the skin of 2 pieces of fish at once, flip it over, take it out of the pan. Do 2 more
Okay.
separately, right? 2 followed by 2. Take all those out, then do your vegetables for 4, put all 4 pieces of fish back in, and then add your liquid. Okay, the reason why is because if I try to do 4 pieces of fish here, the pan would cool down too much,
Yeah.
and then the skin would stick. So you have to sort of know. I know that normally you would do 2 in here, at least because you're cooking at home.
Yeah.
Totally understand that. 2 works. In this size pan, you always got to watch it. 3 would not work. 4 would definitely not work. So you have a little bigger pan.
And while it cooks, tell me a little bit about Clarity. Like, what do you guys do here?
So Clarity's a modern American restaurant. I get products from what I call around the corner, around the country, and around the world. Put them together in the best way I can using techniques from all over the world, and that's what I call modern American cooking. Right? French technique is a lot of the basis because French cooking has an influence around the world. But then we take it all different ways. It's a very freestyle restaurant, freestyle gastronomy. Okay, people come here for anything but tasting menus or oysters or a la carte dining, indoor, outdoor. We've been here 6 years next month, opened in 2015, and we've done very well. And I diversified all my offerings during the pandemic and got my whole staff through it. So we're very fortunate.
Well, thank you so much, Chef, for the quick lesson. I definitely learned some new things, and I want to try this when I get home. And guys, you need to come to Clarity if you're in Vienna, Virginia. It's a quick drive from Washington, D.C., different scene. So again, Chef, thank you so much, and thank you guys.